Alex Smith, the president of the College National Republican Committee. And Alex, good morning to you out of Washington, D.C.
Good morning, Bill.
What do you think Rutgers is missing now that Condoleezza will not speak there or bring whatever message that she had planned for that school?
Well, they're simply missing out on hearing from one of the most accomplished women in American history. I mean, the university is supposed to be a place of competing viewpoints and dialogue, and that's what they're not getting in allowing this tyranny of the minority of faculty members to take over and essentially deny the students that privilege.
Why do you think Rutgers reacted the way it did? I mean, based on everything I read, you've got 45,000 students undergrad at that school, and you had about 50 that were upset.
You know, I think, honestly, it's one of these things where the university has become just such a place for liberalism and for intolerance of other viewpoints that Rutgers simply decided not to make any waves with this select group of faculty members and students, and basically not defending Dr. Rice and her visit there back in March.
Yeah, what do you think of that decision, Alex? How does that sit with you?
I think it's a terrible decision. You know, Dr. Rice is one of my heroes, one of the people that inspired me to get involved in politics personally. And I think that there are a lot of students who will be sitting at commencement who are perhaps interested in public service or interested in going into the foreign service, who will be denied the opportunity to hear from truly one of the most amazing figures in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. There also is, some of the groups said that Rutgers now is not a place where some of the free ideas and diversity of opinions are encouraged. I mean, do you think that's the case?
For sure. I mean, the left claims to be the side of tolerance and of diversity, but this demonstrates that they don't want the dialogue and they're not interested in it. I mean, for example, Rutgers paid over $32,000 to hear from Snooki, but they'll deny their students the opportunity to hear from Dr. Condoleezza Rice, who has been one of the most instrumental and historical figures in our lifetime. It's truly just a travesty, and I'm really disappointed in the university to deny the students the chance to hear from such a great leader.
You wonder, the president apparently of the school is going to meet with the students who want Condoleezza Rice to come back, and apparently that's not going to happen. So that decision's been made. They're going to have to go forward with the former governor there. Do you think this is something that Rutgers looks back and says, you know what, we kind of screwed that up, and we regret that now because of the way it went?
I absolutely do. I mean, I think that there was a time in history where liberalism on campus could succeed and could basically take over because we didn't have access to social media. We didn't have access to new forms of media that allow us to get out our message, that allow us to get out, you know, these moments of intolerance on campus. So I think that the public relations backlash that's going to hit the university over denying the students the opportunity to hear Dr. Rice speak and the decision not to vigorously defend their invitation to her will really hurt them in the long run, because now we have access to new forms of media that allow us to have our voice be heard.
Well, that's a fascinating answer you just gave there. You're saying that technology today gives you a whole new avenue with which to speak.
Absolutely. I mean, for example, in the recent professor tirades that we've heard of on campus, the College Republican National Committee created a hashtag on Twitter, hashtag #MyLiberalCampus, inviting students to share their forms of bias, because it was our contention that bias takes many forms, and oftentimes it's that snide comment that's so passing and so quick that you can't really respond to it, but altogether it builds a culture where conservative students don't feel welcome on campus. And so we invited students to share their stories using that hashtag, and the stories that we heard, I mean, they were breathtaking in some cases, just incredibly sad that this is the state of our universities and some of our taxpayer-funded universities at that.
Alex, thanks for coming in today out of Washington, D.C. Leading the student members was on with Greta last night. What he talked about time and again was the physical damage that was done to property on campuses. We're going to try and track that down and figure out how extensive that was. Appreciate your time and your input today. Alex Smith, thank you, out of Washington.